Yo guys, what is up? It's Teach here coming at you with another video, and this is an interesting one. So I haven't really done anything about the ARK Survival Ascended yet. You can see it right here. This video is going to tell you about some theories that I have, as well as everything's kind of been released, why, what's going on, because a lot of people have a lot of hate and a lot of questions, and I don't really understand why. Hopefully this can kind of help you guys get to a point where at least you have a little bit of answers on your own at the same time too, because I think people are being too hypercritical, and I think that it's really important to step a little bit back and take a little bit less offense to what's going on. But anyways, without further ado, let's just go ahead and get into this and talk about it right now. So this is day one. Every single one of these tabs is a new update about ARK Survival Evolved, and everyone is a key piece to a bigger picture. First and foremost, ARK Survival Ascended, I think, is going to be worth any penny that you spend on it. Now, before I go too much further into anything, the reason I think that is because people have been complaining about ARK for years to reset and wipe their servers, but they haven't wiped their official servers, which keeps people away from playing it. This is a fresh wipe. And not only that, but people that play official servers are a huge minority when it comes to the actual players of ARK. Literally no one plays official servers. Almost all people play unofficial servers. For those of you that don't believe me, they say it themselves. I'll show you later on. But this game is going to be so worth it. I want you to understand that before we start. So this is a positive review. No, I'm not being paid. No, nothing. Literally nothing. I'm going to tell you why. So ever since the release, you can see it right here. I'll scroll to the top so you can see the date and everything. This is on their actual page. This is on March 31st. This is when they truly released the statement ARK Survival Ascended, stating that, hey, you know, at the end of August, we're canceling any support for ARK Survival Evolved and introducing ARK Survival Ascended. Now, cool, great. A lot of people were hateful of that because like, oh, I have to spend money on it. But they got you when they said, hey, you know, you can buy this. You automatically get ARK 2 and it's $50. Now, immediately people were like, okay, cool, I can deal with that. If I'm paying for like a mid-value thing where it's like I get a transfer to the new one, that is what people were kind of stoked about. Now, they weren't happy that there was going to be a step between, but really it's the right move. If you look at all the things that they are adding to this ARK as a team, this is one thing I want you to focus on. There are going to be your haters. Straight off the bat, they hate everything. They're going to be like, oh, this is the stupidest thing I've ever played. Then don't play the freaking game, bro. You don't need to. Because look at this. They're going to introduce Unreal Engine 5. I don't know if you guys have seen what Unreal Engine 5 is capable of, but it's bonkers. Absolutely insane. Not only that, but you can see all kinds of stuff. That water is actually good by dynamic. I hate the water in ARK right now. The cross-platform multiplayer, this is huge. This alone right here is going to bring thousands of people back to ARK, and tens, if not hundreds of thousands of people of regular players, because one of the biggest complaints that people had is you couldn't play, and really the only reason was this right here. This was the big reason that you really couldn't play crossplay, because of that cross-platform modding. When you introduced the ability to have mods on consoles with these new capable machines, you make it so literally people can have mods on these consoles and use them with PC players. This is going to make this game so much more popular. For those of you that haven't tracked the numbers, this is one of the most popular games over the last 8 years, and it's not even really close. It's maintained a high level of playability. You can see you got the anti-cheat right there. Yeah, survival of the fittest, I don't really care about that. I think it's a terrible idea. They're just trying to cater to the younger fans when they say, hey, you know, people like Fortnite, people like these kinds of survival battle royale games, let's make one ourselves. Now, it could have been great, but you needed to take more time with it. Wildcard, sorry about that. But this is another huge thing right here. You can see it. Queuing system. People don't like the mashing of the same buttons over and over and over again in order to get to a server. It sucks. Build a queue. Simple solution. Yeah, this is a cool one. There's a third-person camera that's going to be fixed. I don't know if you guys ever played in third-person camera. It needs to be fixed because it's offset sometimes and not other times, depending on your distance from things. Yeah, and then check this out. Balance passes. They're going to rebalance everything in the game, which is one of the biggest complaints that people had about ARK. They didn't want to balance anything. This is huge. For those of you that are like, oh, dude, everything's fine, blah, blah, get used to it, bro, because things need to be balanced. Yeah, cave entrances shouldn't be overpowered and broken. Mechs shouldn't be broken. Aberration creatures, well, in my opinion, need a boost. They need a huge boost. They have more breedable creatures, which means they're moving into bugs and stuff like that. Yeah, there's a lot more, and they have released a lot more. They're adding chibi slots, skins tabs, so you don't have to waste certain space. There's a lot of quality of life things. If you guys are like me and you still enjoy playing regular ARK, this is a huge, huge, huge update. Okay, want you to understand that. Now, yes, it's basically they straight up said it. We're stopping supporting ARK in June. That's it. That's the end of ARK, and they get rid of their official servers. Again, no one plays official. I'm going to have so many people in my comments say, dude, I play official. Official is great. This is the server I play on. Nobody cares, dude. You know why? Because most people play unofficial servers. Look at me. I run an unofficial cluster with 600 players, which is more than most official in like the hundreds of numbers have. It's insane. And I'm not even that big of a cluster. There are clusters, I know, some clusters have thousands and thousands of players. And a lot of people just play on their own, which I appreciate. So, yeah, for all of you that are complaining, don't. It's not worth it. I think it's not at all. Now, this is where they truly made their first bingo, uh-oh, bad, not great. So, when they came back, and this is literally 8 days later, they said, cool, we rescind everything we had because we're now going to charge you $60 for a standalone game for ARK Survival Evolved, or ARK Survival Ascended. I don't like that. I'm not going to lie to you. You told us one thing. You took it back because you realized people would pay for it, and then you're going to charge us for both. Now, there's two ways to look at this. One, we need the money to make ARK 2 better. I'll happily support that. Just come out and say that, though. Hey, you know, in order to make ARK 2 better, we're going to try and have it a standalone, so on and so forth. They didn't say that. They just said, you know, based upon blah, 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 blah. They tried to come up with ridiculous excuses. Instead of clustering it together, or maybe make it more expensive for the two, make it like $80 and you get both of the games. I would pay for that right off the bat because I love ARK. I don't care about the extra, excuse my language, I'm going to cuss right now, extra bullshit that people are complaining about because it's not necessary. It really isn't. This is what I like to see right here. Hey, ARK 2, I hate to tell you guys this, ARK 2 is not coming out until at least 2025. No chance it comes out next year at all. The reason I say that is look at all the stuff they have planned for ARK Survival Ascended. Yeah, 2024, all of that. There's no way ARK 2 is coming out until 2025 with all of this that's coming out with the purchase of ARK Survival Ascended, which I will be buying. Again, I say I will be buying. Now, yeah, this is where they kind of explain everything, blah, 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 blah. I really don't like their explanation. I don't know if you want to read it, but basically it comes down to the fact that they have to fix a lot of things, and they didn't realize that. And that's kind of what it comes down to. Now, but again, they go back, hey, here's what we're going to do. Character creation and customization. You add those kinds of features. That is literally what most games are doing. Like, I'm going to give you an example. Think Fortnite. Fortnite, instead of actually redoing their game over and over again, just reskins it and calls it a new season. That's essentially what you're doing for ARK Survival Ascended, which I'm okay with. Again, I'm okay with this because they're going to use that money in order to actually move towards ARK 2 and making it this big, massive thing that can be for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, however long it needs to be, because Unreal Engine 5 is going to be the thing for quite a while. Pretty cool stuff. Now, this is some other stuff now that I've kind of like, you know, talked about what I think is going to happen. Yeah, this is all stuff that they're releasing for ARK Survival Ascended. The roadmap, you can see it again. Here's the ARK 2 thing. They're like, oh, why the delay? Why are we going back? They say end of 2024. Ain't no chance. 2025 at the earliest. I still think 2026 is more reasonable. But again, that's personal. You can see that right here. ARK Survival Ascended. They go back into this again in another one of their updates. This is 3 updates of the last 8. And they still, and I hope you've detected the pattern at this point. ARK Survival Ascended is their new focus. This is the ARK Respawn bundle. Both ARK Survival Ascended and ARK 2 priced at $50. Wow, look at that. Interesting, but they changed that. Oh man, whatever, blah, 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 blah. I think I accidentally carried this over, but you can see right here, expansion packs are going to be sold separately. Yeah, there's a lot of like ifs, ands, buts, all kinds of stuff that's really confusing when you go into this. But look at this. This is where I like. Overwolf is a great app. If you've never used Overwolf, it allows you to have mods in just about any game, Minecraft, all those kinds of things. Pretty dope. Now, this is where they kind of go back. Now, I want you to look at this. They go back from their statement right here. And what's the date on this one? April 7th. And they go back again on, oh, this is the March 31st one. I got those backwards. But this is where they go back on it. But yeah, I guess I mixed that up a little bit. Whoops. Oh, well, you get the point. This is what I was clicking on. I was like, why did it look different? This one right here. So April 15th rolls around, right? They've essentially gotten to the point they no longer care if you have an opinion about ARK 2. That's what I did wrong. I was clicking wrong. ARK 2 or ARK Survival Ascended. They basically have moved on saying, hey, guess what? This is what we're doing. We have a lot of support. And for those of you like, they don't have a lot of support. Nobody likes ARK. Here's your ARK main page right here. Look at the reviews, dude. 500,000 very positive reviews with 4,300 mostly positive reviews for Steam games. People don't write reviews for Steam games that are good. They only write negative games. The fact that you have 500,000 positive reviews, man, that's nuts. I hate to tell you that. That's nuts. So anyways, now they've gotten to the point where they're basically just saying, hey, let's talk about the creatures and the changes we're going to make. I can't even pronounce it. Rhyniognathia. Yeah, whatever. But you see the point. They basically have gone into the fact they don't care if you're going to really go into it. This is a new creature. Now we're going to go into the next one. Oh, cool. We've got new. Here's what, like, okay, this is where I get stoked. August. I think they're releasing in August for the first time and actually staying to look how much prettier the trees are. Now, that might not mean a lot to you, but that's a huge thing to me. Now, yeah, gameplay, they're going to actually do a showcase at some point in time. Pretty freaking cool. You can see that this right here, the Fasilacus, or whatever you want to call it, is going to be added to Scorched Earth, and it's going to be neato. There's your answer. But this is where it also starts to bring in some more entertainment. They are actually going back into this new sponsored mods thing because literally the console players are going to be able to play with this now, which is freaking huge. Now, the fact that these people can play these games now is going to be a massive change, okay? Now, you can see there's this guy right there. Super stoked. We're getting some more pictures, some more stuff, and then we get even more. Okay, here's the ARK 2 and then ASA comparison again. Look at the actual changes they're making. These are so outdated. They were so cool back in the day, by the way. When you first launched up ARK, you're like, that's the coolest looking thing. And nowadays, you're like, man, that is an outdated, not great looking thing. These look dope. They look dope. Again, if you don't realize it at this point in time, everything about ASA is testing to see if it will work in ARK 2. This is one of those things. Okay. These kinds of high, like this is a lot of strain on a server to have all that extra surface area, the extra glow from certain angles, all that kind of stuff. They're straight up testing things. I'm sure they're going to include some sort of saddle concepts and stuff like that. They talk about this right here. You can see, boom, second round of voting begins on May 1st, 4 p.m. Pacific, and so on and so forth. They're adding more and more stuff. They're not just releasing a reskin of a game. They're basically changing a solid 25 to 50% of the game and then releasing it to basically ask us, hey, what do you think about this? Because this is where we're looking at ARK 2. Now, you can choose to buy it or not. I will be. I know there's a bunch of people that are either listening right now like this is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Guess what? That's up to you. You don't have to listen to me, but I think it's going to be worth the money. Now, here comes the next one. This right here, I'm not even going to try and pronounce this, Rhyniognathia. Yeah, these are big words, and I get it, right? That's a giant bug. Cool. This is where I get curious. You got multiple seats. It's the size of a Tyrannosaurus Rex that it can pick up. It's got some sort of ability to like stab this thing, which is kind of crazy. You can see this right here. They're moving on to the other things. I like seeing moving on. I don't like when people hover in the middle and they get wishy-washy and they say this and they say that and they do this and they do that. They are making a statement that they are moving on, whether their fan base likes it or not. And I think most of their fans do like the fact that there's going to be an ASA fix. So that way I want to play with my buddies that play on console. I want to play, you know how many people play on console that would love mods? If you're one of those people, just write a comment below because guess what? I know there's people out there. I was that way when I played on console, but I like the fact they've essentially gone from like wishy-washy, 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 wishy-washy. Okay, we're moving forward now, and we're showing you guys all these cool things. Now, again, we get into this right here. Check this out. Basically moving into an ASA comparison. All of the ARK stuff looks outdated. It's still pretty compared to most games. Let me be completely honest. ARK looks beautiful compared to most games. However, a lot of the reason that people play ARK is because of how pretty it is. So if you can make it even prettier, look at this. Look at the comparisons between these two. It's not even freaking close. Not even close. Yeah, crazy. right? They are changing an absolute ton of stuff. I don't have a better way to say that. I know that was terrible English, but yeah. And they say, you know, here's I expected, honestly, if you'll maybe be completely honest, that they would change like 4 things just like this and be like, cool, we changed it. I'd be so pissed off. But they've already shown me they're changing foliage, they're changing water, they're changing creatures, they're changing how things look, they're reskinning drops. They are doing a shit ton to this game. And they're changing things like official servers, bounty threats, all this kinds of stuff, $50,000. They're saying, we are trying to fix the things that people complain about. So come and play this new game and let us show you what we're capable of. I like that statement. Now, for those of you who are like, oh, well, I don't, then don't play. It is a open, free market. Play whatever game you want. I know you're still going to play ARK, by the way, but play whatever game you want. I promise you, I'm going to be doing videos and streaming about ARK Survival Ascended, and there will be so many people that are going to love this game that it will be worth it, because someone's like, oh, I don't want to pay 60 bucks. Dude, I don't know if you, okay, let's just back up a second here. If you go to the bar one time, you're probably looking at right around 60 bucks for a night. Okay, I'd put that money in there. If you want to go play intramural soccer or intramural football or intramural anything, at least 60 bucks. If you want to drive your car for a little bit, 60 bucks for a tank of gas. It's not that expensive. I understand some people are like, dude, that's a lot of money. Think about it. I understand. And if some people are struggling, I apologize for sounding bad at all. But when it comes to the actual value of things, you can still play ARK Survival Evolved. You're just not going to be able to play on official servers. Most people don't anyways. If you want to buy ARK Survival Ascended, they will have official servers again, and you're going to be able to play with your friends, and they're going to focus on fixing things, and they're going to focus on all the things that people have complained about in the past. Okay, big conclusion here. All of the stuff that they are doing is to fix ARK, to test what they can make good for ARK 2. If you do not like that you are basically being a beta for ARK 2, then don't play. I love beta testing because it lets fans and it lets people that play the game and creators and everything get involved and say, hey, this is great, this is what you need to fix, or this sucks, fix it. I don't know if you guys played Lost Ark. Lost Ark was terrible when it came out on American servers. It has gotten so much better. The same thing with the, I can't think of the Amazon game that came out and was the open world survival game. Super stupid when it came out, but it's fantastic now. Same thing with Elder Scrolls Online. Not huge when it came out. Got amazing over time. Games need time to mature. Creators need time to mature. Game devs need time to mature. I think they've learned a ton. They've made their mistakes. We all know it. But they need a chance to come back and show us that ARK Survival Ascended, and I'm putting my money on it, is going to be a fantastic game, and I'm calling it for 2 years. I think it's going to be 2 years before ARK 2 gets released after this. And then the 2025, in August of 2025, ARK 2 will be released, and that'll be when the anime and stuff gets released, all that kind of stuff, and boom. You've got 2 years of a good game. You still pay $60 every year for COD or FIFA or whatever it is. This is the first time they've actually released a new game in 8 years. Yeah, they've released mod maps. A new game in 8 years. Come on now. So again, please bring your complaints to me. Put them in the comments below. If you agree, put it in the comments below too. If you want to smash that like button or subscribe, that'd be awesome as well. That's up to you. I make content because I enjoy it, and that's at the end of the day. And if you're looking for a server of your own, I've got a server provider deal. Click below and you get 5% off G Portal. That's what I use for my personal servers. They are super easy to figure out and awesome. So anyways, hopefully this video helps you out. And other than that, teach out.